So for today's adventure, we are parked next to the Bear Gap Trailhead sign, just east of the Chinook Pass or Highway 412 road closure. We're going to attempt the hike into the Morse Creek Cabin today. The hike should be just under 6 miles round trip if we're able to make it. It'll start off, we're just gonna slog up a Forest Service road that you would normally drive up during the summer to get to the trailhead. So you walk the Forest Service road in, and then it'll transition to trail up 1.5 miles, 2 miles. Anyways, today's adventure, the Morse Creek Cabin near Chinook Pass. So almost 1.4 miles so far, and about 600 feet of elevation gain. As you can see, we are still just slogging our way up the Forest Service road. It should be about 2.8 miles into Morse Creek Cabin, so that puts us, I suppose, right about the halfway mark right here. Anyways, this hike's kind of what I remember it to be in the winter. It's kind of a Forest Service road slog uphill through snow. Savannah's favorite. Savannah's like, this is so much more fun than hiking in shrub step in the winter. Body language says it all. So we're just over 1.6 miles and 740 feet of elevation gain. We're starting the first of what I believe are 2 modest descents on this hike. So just over 2 miles and 790 feet of elevation gain. We're arriving at the first of 2 cabins that you'll see on this hike. Unfortunately, there's another 0.8 of a mile to go to get into the Morse Creek Cabin. So this is not the cabin we are looking for. So we're gonna need to man and woman up and continue our slog up the Forest Service road. It's starting to get deep now too.
It is.
Like you asked earlier if we needed snowshoes.
We need it.
Yeah, we need them now. Anyways, cabin number 1. So 2.6 miles, 850 feet of elevation gain. We just passed the summer trailhead parking. So basically we walked 2.2-ish miles. That in the summer we could have just driven. Kind of makes you reconsider your own sanity, doesn't it? So 2.5 miles and 950 feet of elevation gain. We are still packing the trail. Are we there yet?
No.
Are we almost there?
We better be.
So 2.6 miles and about 1,000 feet of elevation gain now. We're making that transition from road walk to trail walk. We have about 0.2 of a mile to go. We are going very slowly though, so the 0.2 of a mile is gonna take a while. It's because we're breaking trail in pretty deep snow right now. The hike out should be a lot better because we'll have the trail packed down. So right at the 2.8 mile mark, there's a fork in the trail. You can go right or left. If you go to the right, you're headed over towards Placer Lake. So we need to stay left at the fork to make it into the Morse Creek Cabin. So just over 3 miles, we're arriving at the crossing of Morse Creek, which means we are almost to the cabins now. So if it were summer and there weren't deep snow, we'd be at the cabin in a couple minutes. It's gonna take a little bit longer. We had a fresh snow this weekend, and then there's a layer of frozen ice on top of it. That frozen ice layer is just difficult to work through. Anyways, you can see, beautiful spot. Almost to the cabin. There we are. Just over 3 miles and about 1,100 feet of elevation gain, a little over. We've just arrived at the Morse Creek Cabin.
And it took forever.
That was that was about the slowest 3 miles we've ever hiked. So if you come up here a little later in the year, like January, it's not uncommon for the snow to be above the roof of the cabin. So way over 15 feet of snow a little bit later in the year. Anyways, here it is, Morse Creek Cabin. That was some hard work. Even with layering, I'm still sweating. So we've begun our egress back to the trailhead. It took 2 hours to go 3 miles. We were really slow, about 1.5 miles an hour, breaking trail through the snow. So hopefully the trip goes faster now that the snow's packed down. If it doesn't, we will be the headlamp hikers. The headlamp hikers will not be stopped. All right, so about 6 miles and we're arriving back at the truck. So we're gonna call Morse Creek Cabin. It's in the bag. Today was a thigh burner. I think both of us will admit that we got our tushes kicked a little bit on this one. Savannah says, except if you have to break trail in snowshoes, Savannah says stay home and drink hot chocolate. Woo!
And guess what we found?
Litter.
Later.
Yay. All right. Anyways, Morse Creek Cabin in the bag. Get outside.